Hey everybody, coming at you from a different perspective today. I thought this would be a good angle for today's video, which is focusing on Black Dog and how the band played it live, which is slightly different than how they played it in the studio. Bonzo is a little more active with his bass drum mainly. The beats are pretty much the same, but he's just playing a little more actively. There's some bass drum triplets that he's throwing in a lot, and then during the guitar solo he gets a little busier, more interactive. But the first thing I wanted to mention is the counting. So this song, I never learned it in terms of, time signature or how many beats per bar or anything. I've just known this song for so long and it's been in my head memorized that that's how I know it. I know it by ear. But in taking a closer look at how they did it live, there's a somewhat of a pattern or more of a steady beat that runs through all those sections. Whereas on the studio version, it seems like there are varying lengths of those breaks before the drums come in. I mean, you can hear Bonzo playing a little stick click, what sounds like like maybe there was a count off, but it doesn't make sense that he was playing a stick click in a particular time signature before he starts playing the snare, because it's a different length. Sometimes you hear the stick click and there's a bit of a longer pause before he plays the snare, and sometimes you hear the stick click right before, like. So that would not be a very effective or helpful way of cueing the band to come in if that were the case. So I don't know what the rhyme or reason is there, but it's a mystery to me. However, live they had this way of playing it where, in looking at it more specifically, for this purpose of a time signature identification, what I've come to is they played 3 bars of 4/4, followed by 1 bar of 5/4, which is where the drums pick up, and then that next downbeat, there's 3 bars of 4/4. So again, that's 3 bars of 4, 1 bar of 5, 3 bars of 4, and then that cycle repeats. The snare drum comes in immediately after Robert sings his last word, and sometimes he'll pull that back, he'll stretch that out. But generally the cue is gonna make you groove. So that's groove, and then ba-da-ba-da-ba almost immediately. Gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Okay, hopefully that is clear. So what I want to do actually is just kind of visualize the whole song as though I were playing a live version, and just take note of the bass drum, how the bass drum plays triplets pretty often. Actually, he would do it pretty often, sometimes more often than others, of course. Aside from that, it's pretty much similar to the studio version, except for when they go out on the guitar solo at the end, he would throw in a lot more fills or break up the beat a bit differently, and I'll do some of that stuff as well. So here is my virtual attempt at, or I should say visualized attempt at Black Dog. I just got to make sure I got all the right buttons pressed for recording. 1